Dr. Emily Weaver sat ensconced in her office, a sanctuary that was a veritable treasure trove of scholarly tomes and bleeding-edge scientific manuscripts. Here, she delved into the labyrinthine complexities of the enigmatic fabric of space-time, a subject that had long captivated her intellectual curiosity. As she navigated this mental maze, her sanctuary was abruptly invaded when the door burst open with a startling force. A man who introduced himself as Orion stepped through the threshold. "I hail from the year 2671, he announced, his voice imbued with the kind of urgency that one reserves for matters teetering on the precipice of life and death. "There are events on the horizon that have the potential to upend the very foundations of humanity as we know it." Caught in an emotional storm, Emily was at the intersection of awe and trepidation. Orion was a living, breathing embodiment of the theories she had long hypothesized and penned in academic journals. Yet, the implications of his revelations were so monumental they seemed to stretch the very boundaries of her comprehension. Orion launched into his narrative with an almost palpable air of dire importance. He revealed that he was a researcher in his era, a scientist who had stumbled upon a groundbreaking method to manipulate the very fabric of spacetime itself. "The horizons it opened were boundless," he said, his voice quivering as if grappling with an emotional maelstrom. But so too were the ethical quagmires it introduced, each a Pandora's box of moral dilemmas. Transitioning with unsettling fluidity, Orion painted a vivid, almost cinematic picture of an imminent apocalyptic event. Extraterrestrial beings, he warned, were soon to make their advent on Earth, and their objectives were far from benign. "They hail from a galaxy so unfathomably distant from our own," he specified, his words carefully chosen to ensure Emily did not underestimate the gravity of the impending calamity. However, even as Emily grappled with the harrowing news, Orion veered into a seemingly unrelated topic with startling abruptness. "In my time," he mentioned almost in passing, "a device worn around the genitals can transform human waste into breathable oxygen." The Segway was jarring yet utterly fascinating, highlighting not just leaps in technology that held implications beyond mere waste management but also touched upon the future of ecological balance and the tantalizing possibilities of cosmic exploration. No sooner had Emily begun to absorb these mind-bending revelations than Orion steered the conversation back to the terrestrial realm, focusing on the political landscape of his era. "Woke culture has persisted but has transmogrified into an authoritarian entity," he ruminated, a sigh escaping his lips as if exhaling the weight of years of contemplation in ethical wrestling. "Intellectual freedoms have been sacrificed on the altar of a semblance of global coherence." Concluding his cautionary tale, Orion left Emily with these parting words. "The future isn't set in stone. It's a tapestry that you, and others, can still weave." With that, he activated a device on his wrist, a piece of technology that seemed to defy the laws of physics, and dissolved into thin air. He left Emily to ponder the myriad choices, ethical quandaries, and complexities of existence that his visit had laid bare in such a visceral manner. Just as she sank into her reverie, a news alert flashed across her computer screen, jolting her back to the present moment. "Speaker of the House of Commons resigns," the headline screamed. The House Speaker had resigned due to inviting a German WW2 veteran into Parliament to be given a standing ovation. Astonishingly, this was the first time anyone in the Canadian Parliament had attempted to find out who this man was before extending the invitation. Once this man's identity had been found, social media went mad. Public opinion was sharply divided, but many were shocked and offended, just like Emily. The ethical and historical ramifications were immense, a veritable minefield of moral complexity. "I will step down effective tomorrow," the Speaker announced, his voice tinged with a regret that seemed to encapsulate the weight of centuries. Emily felt a surge of anger and offense wash over her. The negligence and lack of due diligence on the part of the Canadian Parliament were not just a lapse in judgment. It was a glaring oversight that had far-reaching implications. It was as if the universe offered her a real-time case study of the ethical complexities that Orion had just laid bare. The resonance of these disparate events was not lost on Emily. Whether it was the profound implications of time travel or the consequences of a singular moment of misjudgment in the hallowed chambers of political power, both tales wove into the intricate tapestry that constitutes our shared human experience. Each narrative, whether unfolding in a cluttered research office teeming with the detritus of intellectual pursuits or the august, hallowed chambers of political power, each history served as a poignant reminder of our precarious position at the crossroads of myriad possibilities. Every decision we make is fraught with implications. A metaphorical tightrope walk that shapes not just individual lives but our collective destiny. The end.